Hi, thank you for joining me, Wendy Anderson, Just Be Me. So, portal opening Sunday evening, did you all feel that immense energy coming in? For me personally, mass clearings, it was amazing. The last couple of months for me have felt very crunchy. The reason why it's felt crunchy for me is there's been more doing than being. So the doing is a very masculine energy. It's investing more in a third dimensional, tangible stuff, rather than the being, and the just being, daydreaming, creating that kind of like nice, kind of like fluffy brain energy. Um, the beingness. How is it that I'm feeling? What is it that I'm feeling into being? So it's a real kind of balance from masculine energy to and female energy. So on this planet for quite some time now, for thousands of years, it's been a very male dominated way of being. No right or wrong, good or bad, there's no judgment in it. Um, but it also has led to abusives of power over women. It, I don't want to bang this drum of a feminist or anything like that. But when abuse of power occurs, and we can recognise it, then all the individual wants is an apology, leave it, forget about it, move on. If like a feminist is kind of like really creating a disservice to humanity, because they're going to be in victim mode all the time in that continuous I'm a wounded feminine. Great, I love feminists because it's kind of, we get to see the wound, we get to see the feminine wound, but it's time to now surrender and heal, let go of that wound. um, so masculine energy will be blame. It's everyone else's fault, nothing to do with me, somebody else's fault, it's your fault why things aren't working out. um, Whereas the female energy is forgiveness. So what, you've done something wrong, come here, I still love you, let's talk about it. Whereas the masculine energy is very much, get out of my sight, I don't want to see you, I can't stand you, I don't love you, you've done me wrong, get out. So you can see where, so again, this is why we need a huge feminine energy on this planet at the moment, because there has been systems of abuse of power. So the female energy will help bring forgiveness in order to say, yeah, I can see where you've ballsed up right now. But it's like a mother and a child. I can see where you've messed up, but do you know what? It's not the end of the world. So what? You messed up. That's life. You're journeying. You're exploring. But do you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. I forgive you. Let's talk about it. Right, I'm not condoning your behaviour. It is calling for a change of behaviour. If not, as a mother, you will feel my wrath if something doesn't give here. And you will be asked to, kind of like, if your energy or your behaviour will not be tolerated if it continues. Whereas it's kind of like, but if you are willing to have a look at things, mend your ways a little bit, you're welcome, around here. But either way, go, stay, whatever it is, remember you are loved and valued, for whatever journey that you are on. So, real mother energy. So, structure, male energy. Chaos, female energy. So inventions, if we were constantly to colour within the lines, nothing new would ever be created. We are definitely in end times at the moment, but after end times we are also in new beginnings. So there has to be a little bit of chaos right now in order to create the new. It may be a little bit scary in the masculine energy at the moment, because it's kind of, this is a little bit new to me. I feel like I'm losing power. I feel like I'm losing a footing here. So you'll not feel safe either. safety. Okay, so if you've got any kind of like father stuff going on in your life that you've had as a kid or whatever, that will have not have aided you to feel safe in your footings, regardless of where you are journeying. Interesting. Okay, so that's just come through. Also, mother energy. You know, if you've never had somebody that's held you accountable for your actions, then you will be very much in the male energy, which is narcissism, service to self only. And then you've got a female energy, which is the empath, which is it's all about everyone else. I forget myself, I sacrifice myself. It's all about everyone else. But then there's also the saviour energy in that as well. So I will sacrifice myself to also save others. But then we need to revert back to the male energy right now to say there's only so much I am willing to sacrifice because I value myself. So this, not religious as you know, but I love using Jesus's teachings as an example. I'm not religious, but I do love some of the teachings behind it and some of the energy behind it. He was sacrificed. You know, he was so focused on the discipline aspect, the male aspect, that he wasn't willing to use his intuition and say, I need to save myself, and revert his path a little bit for a while until it was safe enough to come out again. It was just kind of like, no, I am being guided and I am disciplined. I must uphold my contract. And he had to kind of like follow this definite path of his contract, what was written for him, what was being guided, you know, what was written for him. And then you've got the Mary Magdalene energy, who is the epitome of the female energy. And I love going to France and the churches in France because, and again, I'm not religious, so I don't kind of go to the services, but I love the buildings. I love the energy in the buildings. I love the resonance in the buildings. I love the stories. And the 42 angle of the ceilings. So they always have the male and the female aspect. So they've got the male Jesus aspect and Mary Magdalene female aspect. So Mary Magdalene, you know, she could be a bit of a bugger. She'd go gambling, you know, have kind of like sex or out of wedlock. You know, every now and again she would, her intuition said, I gotta be bad for a while. But in her energy was energetic female field was also forgiveness. So she was without original sin, so to speak. So she knew that she could weave in and out of light and dark, and that she would always be loved. And this was the thing, that she valued herself enough to, because she'd have been, you know, potentially sacrificed right there with him, but she held back. You know, she hid herself. She ran, to be honest. She ran. And many of the disciples could not forgive her for that. But in the same coin, she was also saving two other people, and that was a daughter and her Jesus' mother Mary. So she had to sacrifice something. So where something is saved, there is always a sacrifice. The saviour and the sacrifice energy. Can we balance this energy right now? Because this is also to do with the masculine and female energy. Can we balance it? What is it that I'm sacrificing right now? And where is it that I am continuously being the saviour? Because I will sacrifice something, and potentially I might sacrifice myself. Very much a female energy, the empath. It's all about everyone else, but I'm sacrificing myself to do it, which is what Jesus did. He was too much. So can you see where he was teaching us about the male and female aspects, about being out of out of a balance, and that was part of his teachings. So he, as a man, and this is what he said, I'm still an earthly man as well as being a divine being. I also made journeys into the darkness as well as being a light being. Part of being human, guys, part of being human, and girlies. Discipline, male aspects, attribute, obeying rules. So the last couple of years, if you were obeying rules all the time, you were very much in masculine energy. Can you see where the majority of the planet was just obeying and just following that path? I don't know why I did that with my first one. They were just following that path, but can you see the percentage that we're doing that? If that scenario was to come up again and people that were in discipline and obeying rules, I wonder what percentage that would be right now, because I don't think it would be as many following the rules, because there's been an energy, a balancing energy of there were certain ones that were disobeying, which is a female energy. So if you were in disobedience continuously all the time, then you were very much in female energy. You were following your intuition, which is female energy, intuition. Male energy, logic, and following what I'm being told. So can you see where our education system potentially is a little bit topside masculine? It's going to ruin our kids, because they are calling for a balance of these energies. So it's information like that. I'm informing you, right, now you've got you've got to memorize it, and then you've got to regurgitate it. Okay, so memory again is, so third eye, memory is very much about the masculine energy. And imagination is the female energy. So you've got memory, left hand side, you're always reverting back to it. You might even have a broken toilet seat. And imagining is very much female energy, right hand side. So can you see where everything is reflective at the moment of balancing these energies? Even some of our experiences have been placed here to help us balance some of these female and masculine energies. Exclusive masculine energy. So you can come in my gang if you fit. Inclusive mama energy, female energy. You can be different. I don't care, you're still loved. Inclusive energy. So boys and girls are very, like, even when they're young, in days of third dimensionality, you would have boys that had formed their tight-knit group, and it would be very rare that they would let another boy join. You would have to work your pants off to get into somebody else's gang. Whereas girls of a young age, were quite happy, the grouping maybe kind of like would shift. They would be more inclusive and invitational, regardless of what you are or anything else. If you're a girl and you're saying you can't come in because you haven't got such and such head bag, whatever it is, show me, I don't know, pair of shoes, outfit, designer clothing, whatever it is, you're a male energy. So can you see as well where even fashion, how you are choosing your clothing, are you in masculine energy? So if you're all about designer, you're in your masculine energy. And if it's all got to be designer, masculine energy. If it's kind of like, I don't really, care what I'm wearing, it's kind of like, that's or I'm choosing just by colours, definitely feminine energy. So really, really interesting. Service to self and narcissism, male energy. So when you think about society at the moment, it's a very service to self society. I'm saving my ass, everyone else can go to shit, basically. So society is very male dominated at the moment. That's going to change. So there's going to be kind of like, community is going to become the new commodity, very much a female energy. So if I'm wealthy, my community is wealthy. If I am healthy, my community is going to be healthy. If I'm happy, my community is going to be happy. It's a more inclusive energy, and it's a more collective energy. It's very more empathic energy. So, the female energy is going to feel into how society are feeling. How can I make some little adjustments to my own energy from within is without? I'll make some adjustments to my own energy. I'm going to work on my wealth, my financial wealth. If you work on your financial wealth, your family is going to be wealthy because you can give and you can provide. Male energies is lack. So you're always in lack. Need to work more, need to do more, need more, always needing more. And again, greed comes into this as well, one of the graces. So female energy is very abundant. I'm always in abundance because you've got this creative energy within you. And this is kind of like interesting that this Egyptian goddess was coming in last week about I can create by myself. Just as in my female body, I have all that I need. I divine, and this was why Jesus was created divinely. So basically, Joseph was just there, just as kind of like a guardianship. Potentially, it was a seed from the divine masculine that was the impregnation, not the human impregnation or human seed. So even that story in itself is very interesting. So interesting. So women will be more in an energy of creating something for themselves more than and so they'll get a little bit narcissistic before, and then they will share it empathically. So whatever they are creating narcissistically and self-serving, they will then share it, whatever it is that they're creating, they will share it with the community. Interesting. So service self, and assist, and empath. Logic and creativity. Creativity is very much a female energy. Logic is very much a male energy. But you kind of need the both to form something. This planet is both male and female in an energetic sense, not gender, just an energetic sense. So even plants, male and female. Animals, male and female. So we need both aspects of male and female to actually to work. That would be the crux of it. So why is it coming in about females can create for themselves? Okay. Connected, disconnected. So connected is female, disconnected is male. So if we get into our connected status, connected to the divine, you have everything that you need. So you can create anything just from you. But then you can share it, because that would be a female energy to share it as well. Okay, so that is why there's going to be a little bit of more of a feminine uprise. And it's not that we want to take any dominance, or females want to take any dominance, because it's not in their energy. It's not that females will want to overpower. There is the inclusivity. It's share the wealth, share the power, to stand side by side. No one's above, no one's below, no one's in front, no one's behind, side by side. How can you lead and know what's going on when you've got everyone behind you? This is why you need side by side. We all lead side by side, and then I know exactly what's going on in my team. So we all walk together at the same pace, because you are only as fast as your slowest person. So side by side, and you know exactly in your leadership what needs to occur. Businesses, corporations, you're going to feel the female masculine divide. Are you? So if you've got a very top heavy, male dominated, energetic business, oh my goodness, you are going to feel the female wrath. If you are very male, you've been at the top, you like your throne, you like position of power, somebody's going to come and try and not knock you off it. Humility. So there may be a lesson in humility for a lot of men on the planet at the moment. Can I see the funny side of it? Is going to be, can I see beyond what is happening? Can I see the love in it? Not that this just person is getting in my face and trying to. So in some ways, women, to try and balance, have tried to be like men. Women, you're going to have hormones all over the place at the moment if you're trying to be like a bloke. Menstruation may stop. They're going to be all over the place. If you are trying to be the doing and the dominant and the narcissist, you're going to feel it in those ovaries. You're going to feel it in that womb. You're going to feel your cycle's going to be all over the place. How am I being in my workplace? Am I constantly doing, or how am I being? Because if you sit back and think, how am I being? And this goes for men as well. How am I being in my workplace? Am I being very masculine dominated? Can I bring in a little bit of fit that I'm also doing, but how am I being in also am I doing as well? Am I happy in it? Am I creative in it? Am I logical in it? Am I inclusive in it? Am I intuitive in it? Am I disciplined on it? Am I obeying rules continuously, or can I colour outside the lines every now and again? Intuition. So it's kind of like, how am I turning up right now? As well, if anyone at the moment kind of like has got a business and they're, the staff are walking out, there's chaos, there's, the writing, whatever it is. Again, contact me and see if, I would be happy to kind of like have a look at things and explain potentially where things may be out of sync, things might be out of balance, whether it be in rules or whether it be in the people that you've got working for you. So there'll be certain things that we could do to help find a balance. And in processes, working processes could be very male orientated, or they could be very female orientated. If they're very female orientated, you're going to get jack all done, and that's fair, because it's all about chaos and creativity. But you need a little bit of system and order to get the creativity out there. So we need both energies. So look for this in your companies and work environments as well. Focused male, unfocused female. So focused reasoning, unfocused unreasonable, unreasoning. So men feel like, so when you're using your left hand side of your brain, it's logic. I have to find a reason for everything. That's the human side. The divine side is kind of like, it just is. I don't have to find a reason for it. It's just being the way it is, and that's just the way it is, the unreasoning. So that is my explanation. I hope it brings a little bit of clarity to anyone out there. Relationships as well. So you may find somebody in your relationship as well where one is you the saviour and the other one is the sacrifice. One is the narcissist and one is the empath. Where is it that we can both meet in the middle in our relationship, and we can service the self and also service the other, and that's balancing your empath and narcissist. Where is it that we are too much in lack, or where is it that you could be too much in abundance? Because again, there's peaks and flows. It's okay to be abundant, to be in lack, to be abundant, to be in lack. It's okay to be that way. If you're continuously wanting to be abundant, then you'll kind of like, you'll automatically be placed in lack because you'll be wanting to grab hold of everything and just keep it as this, great big bundle that you've once had. It's okay for that bundle to come down, because you, as a feminine energy, faith in the universe, I will have everything that I need. It will be given when it is needed. Male aspect of that energy is always in lack, because it's the tangible. I have to work for it, I have to work hard for it, I have to do something for it, the doing. Whereas the being, feminine, I know my worth, it will come in, because it's relative. The male aspect, I don't know my worth, I sacrifice myself for the money, till eventually I sacrifice myself, and my life will end probably earlier than what it should. Jesus, he sacrificed himself for the doing, so to speak, the teachings, the doings, the healings, what he thought he was disciplined, ruled to do. He did take time out to come home, to go back, to come home, come back. Difficult human experience, when you're in it, you can't always see it. So we're all perfect and imperfect. So the imperfection is the male, the perfection is the female. And it's not to say that all females are perfect and all males are imperfect. I'm not saying that. It's just an energy. Men will be highly critical, never enough, never good enough. Women, it's kind of like, do you know what? I'm good enough however it is I'm turning up. So again, kind of like, if you're highly critical, I'm fat, I'm thin, whatever, critical, male energy again. If it's kind of like, I'm awesome, no matter how my body is, I'm still loved, I'm still valued, that's okay. I can nurture myself regardless. Female energy. So I hope, so the way we are living our lives right now is very reflective of the balance of these two energies. So when you think about duality, unity, and we need both aspects to unite. We need division to unite. So look at all the division on the planet at the moment. The wars. No, I'm right. No, you're right. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Division. In order to, where can I see the love in it? That's divine energy, unity energy, unity consciousness. We're all one, made from the same frequency, love. It's just different expressions of it. Can I see beyond your unique divided expression? But ultimately, I am you and you are me, same energy. All going on in it, all going on. So that's the best explanation that I can give of current energies that we are in at the moment. If it's crunchy, we're learning to balance it. Wherever you are is perfect. It's right where you should be. If it's crunchy, great, brilliant. If you're absolutely spawning along, great, brilliant. Wherever you are, it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the journey, the divine plan. You're awesome. If you are choosing to stay on this planet and go 5D experience, awesome. If you are on the planet and choosing the third dimensional experience, awesome. But there will do that. So kind of like, if you are very much 3D, if you are very masculine, you are very feminine, you'll find this repellent energy as well as a coupling, very repellent energy, until you meet in frequency and find the balance. And it's kind of like, all is well again. And again, look at the being and the doing. Service to self, service to others, narcissist, empath, discipline, disobey, memory, imagination, intuition, logic. You know where you are. All are awesome, but you may be focusing on one more than the other. Unfocused is fine too, but it's very much in female energy. A little bit of focus and a little bit of unfocusedness, Awesome. You've met in middle. You've united. Right. I shall leave my love with you. I hope this helps to find a little bit of balance in your day and a little bit of neutral resonance in the relationships in your life, because if one of us is up here, one of us is down there in a relationship as well. So we need the relationships because we each mirror each other as well. So each other is a beautiful tool to see where each other is at. And eventually, if you kind of like keep the conversations flowing, even honest ones, to be honest with somebody, open it up. Thyroid. So if you've got an unbalanced thyroid, you can't be honest with somebody else. You cannot be honest with yourself. Start being honest with yourself. Start being honest with another person. Your thyroid will come back into a synchronized state. You've got this. You are the creator being. You write your own stories. No one writes it for you. There is programming out there, but you get to choose. To look at your shadows is so brave and courageous. And if you are looking at your shadows, so much love and respect for you right now. But we need to look at the shadows to put a light on it, to bring it into the light. We need both. Without the shadow, there's no light. So unity all the way. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.